Welcome to Mechanic. In this video we're going to show you how to diagnose this very common problem that you see on BMW's drivetrain malfunction. Continued driving is possible. That is a fault code that comes very frequently. It can be triggered from a number of things, from a lot of things actually. You might have a bad spark plug, bad ignition coil, faulty oxygen sensors, issue with transmission. In this case, this is a electric car, so it could be an electrical issue. This is BMW i3. Procedure is the same. What we're going to do is we're going to use the Mechanic scanner and show you how to perform a scan so you can see what that fault code is triggered. So let's get started. So right here we have the Mechanic scanner, and what we're going to do is go to diagnostics, select BMW, and then smart VIN. This will identify. You can manually if the VIN doesn't populate, but in 98% of the cases the VIN will automatically read if it doesn't do manual selection and select the model yourself. But here is a BMW i3 with a Rex engine with a little generator on the back, and we want to have the ignition on. Now that's reading the different, communicating with the vehicle right now. Alright, so here you have special functions. This is a lot of resets and things like that. Alright, so if you go back, you have service. You can enter in any of these, and then you have more service functions. We're not going to dive into that. What you want to dive into is diagnostics. You can manually select any of the control units and then enter them and see, read their codes and look at that live data and do things with it. But if you come here or select quick scan, what this will do, it will go through all the different control units, and it's going to read full codes. Now it takes a minute or two to go through all of them, but you can see the name of the control unit and the full codes on the right. Now later on, it's scanning right now, so we can't really pause it. It just kind of keeps going down, but you can see a number of full codes that are active, and I'm gonna let this finish because then we can see a complete list of the different full codes, and then so that you can connect the dots and see what's possibly causing that. So a lot of times drivetrain malfunction, there should be something in the engine electronics control unit most of the time, but it really helps to look at the whole picture. So we're done here with this. Go to report down here, and you can see the different control units that have full codes. But if you keep scrolling, and the ones that don't, but if you keep scrolling here, you can actually see full codes themselves. So you can see deactivation of terminal 30B, 30F, reset or deactivated, driver's door switch block. That's not going to cause the, we have here automatic hold brake. That's an issue with that. And here this is, I mean, in this case we're doing it with an electric vehicle, so you see electrical machine electronics. If you were working on diesel or gasoline, you would look at engine electronics. I wouldn't say electric, but you'll have a full code in there. In this case, we have isolation resistance below threshold, the same code, unable to activate driving readiness, emergency manager, unable to activate driving. In these electric cars, the electric generator in the back frequently has to run to just do like a maintenance cycle, even if you don't use it. So it's saying that it wasn't able to start that. Check control. And so it does help to have like a look at the whole picture. Now what I'm going to do here, I'm going to come back here, and at the bottom I'm going to select erase. Now a lot of these full codes that are still an issue are not going to clear, but you can see there are some of them are stored, they're old, they're going to clear. And you can see dynamic stability control is connecting to that control unit. turning off the ignition. You can see the ignition turn off right there, and we gotta wait. And it just automatically turn on the ignition. All right, and you can see they're clearing a lot of these store codes, but you can see 2 control units have fault codes that didn't clear. The rest of them cleared. And if you go back to the report now, you can see only the fault codes that are not clearing, and that kind of helps you kind of narrow down, you know, what's causing that error. A lot of times these cars might have fault codes from the past and never were cleared, or you know, the issue got fixed, but the fault codes weren't actually cleared. So you can just do a quick scan, erase all the fault codes. I mean, you can save the report on that screen where it said erase. There was an option to also save it if you want to come back and look at it later. So it saves it on the scanner, pull it up at any time. You can email it to yourself. But we can look at only fault codes that are permanent and active. And this is installation resistance below warning threshold. There's some fault with the high voltage batteries, so that's not going to clear until that's actually fixed. So you won't be able to get rid of that warning message right there until you actually fix the problem. Now, if the issue was already fixed, then you can clear the codes, and that will sometimes clear. But if you have the issue still active, not addressed, that warning message is not going to clear. But that's how you troubleshoot, diagnose BMW drivetrain malfunction warning light. And thank you for watching Mechanic, where you can be the mechanic.